Hey guys, as you requested, I've brought this series for you. So without wasting any time, let's start the video. At the beginning of this episode of Spicy Wife, we are shown a completely deserted place, a wild, isolated forest area. In this jungle, we see a few men carrying something heavy. Two of them are shown struggling as they move forward with a large bag. The man wearing a white shirt complains, "Bro, how much farther do we have to go? Is this not enough? Can't we just dump it here? This thing is way too heavy." The other man suddenly yells at him, "Shut up, you're the one who strangled her to death. If it weren't for you, we wouldn't be here. I had planned everything. I was going to broadcast all of this, but because of you, everything is ruined." After that, they open the bag. Inside, a girl is revealed, our female lead. One of the men looks at her, licks his lips, and says, "I thought she was just stupid." The other replies, "That might be true, but no one can deny how beautiful she is." As he says this, he reaches his hand toward her and adds, "Her body is still warm, so why don't we?" But suddenly, the girl opens her eyes. The man freezes in shock and screams, "Did she come back to life?" Before he can think any further, the girl grabs a stone lying nearby and attacks them. She throws the stone with full force, hitting the man directly in the eyes. He screams in agony, "My eyes, my eyes." The second man panics completely and shouts, "Bro." At this point, our female lead stands up. Her name is Linser. She coldly says, "Don't even think about touching me with those filthy hands." She then asks angrily, "Who sent you here?" Trembling in fear, the man replies, "Your sister, Lin Rayer, sent us." As soon as she hears this, Linser starts kicking him mercilessly and yells, "Bullshit. Lin is not my last name, and I don't have any sister." The man begs for his life, crying, "Please let me go. I haven't done anything yet." But she doesn't listen. She kicks him away and continues beating both of them. Soon, both men are lying unconscious on the ground. She looks at them and says with disgust, "Trash." Taking a deep breath, she mutters, "What exactly just happened?" She starts thinking to herself and says, "I clearly remember that I was refining my pills. I was alive back then." She then recalls her previous life and notices something strange. The clothes people wear here are so weird. The life force in this place is extremely weak. This world is completely different from the spiritual realm I came from. Looking around, she realizes this feels like an entirely new place, or maybe even a completely different world. But suddenly, her head starts to ache violently. At the same time, unfamiliar memories flood her mind, memories belonging to the real Nishar. She sees people abusing her, beating her, and humiliating her. After fully absorbing these memories, she wipes the sweat from her face and says, "Whose memories are these?" Then she realizes the truth. So this is reincarnation. I never thought something this dramatic would happen to me. From Nishar's perspective, she recalls seeing herself as a weak, pitiful creature, like a small, helpless rabbit. She says confidently, "I am medical wizard Sha Sai, a renowned healer, and the body I reincarnated into belongs to a completely innocent and fragile girl." Observing Nishar's condition, she thinks, she looks intellectually challenged and physically very weak. And to make things worse, she has a vicious stepmother and a stepsister. She clenches her fist and declares, "This girl's life is worse than hell. But they dared to humiliate me. They plotted against me." With burning anger, she vows, "I will take revenge on every single one of them. I will not spare anyone." Then she smirks and says, "I prefer to act foolish anyway. That's my specialty." Sometime later, we see her walking away from the forest. Her legs are trembling and she mutters, "Damn it, why do I suddenly feel so weak?" She realizes, "Those bastards must have poisoned me. It's probably a sedative toxin." Struggling to move forward, she says, "If I don't detox myself soon, things are going to get really bad." As she walks, she notices a city near the edge of the forest. A car is speeding down the road nearby. Inside the car, cold air is circulating intensely. The driver says, "Boss, we have about 5 kilometers left. Can you hold on until then?" The man inside the car, our male lead booking gang, responds coldly, "It's already too late. Everything is out of control. You should get out of the car and leave. Stay as far away from me as possible." The driver nods. "Yes, sir." As soon as the driver steps out, booking gang clutches his chest. The cold air around him grows even stronger. He grits his teeth and mutters, "I just need to endure this a little longer." Meanwhile, Linser emerges from the forest and says, "Crap, this is getting worse. I don't have any medicine on me. I need to get to a hospital as soon as possible." She uses the word hospital because she has access to both her own memories and Nishar's memories. Suddenly, she notices the car and says, "That's a car." She slowly approaches it and says weakly, "Hello, I'm not feeling well. Could you please drop me at the nearest hospital?" Booking gang looks toward her and says, "Who's there?" But the moment he sees her, he unexpectedly grabs her hand and pulls her into the car, pinning her beneath him. Linser stares at him and thinks, he's incredibly handsome. But what is this strange air? Booking gang demands angrily, "Who are you?" As she feels her condition worsening, Linser realizes, this cold air, it's cold toxin, a very rare poison. Who Who poisoned this man? When she doesn't answer, Booking Gang loses his patience and growls. I don't have time for this. Answer me now. Who sent you here? Inside her mind, Linser panics. Crap, my condition is getting worse. I can't control this drug much longer. Then she suddenly smiles. Alright, I do have one solution, and the timing couldn't be better. She grabs his tie and says boldly, there's fire inside me, and cold inside you. Looks like we need to exchange temperatures. As she does this, both of them stare at each other. Booking Gang thinks, what is wrong with this woman? But as he gets closer, he feels something strange. Why does my cold toxin feel like it's slowly disappearing when I'm near her? He leans in to kiss her, realizing the cold toxin is fading. They continue intensely. Sometime later, Linser lets out a long breath and says, finally, he fell asleep. Looking at him, she thinks, the pain caused by cold toxin is unbearable. It feels like thousands of arrows piercing your body at once. Yet he endured it all. She adds, he even dragged me into his car and held on for that long. What kind of willpower does this man have? She looks down at herself and sighs. My clothes are completely ruined. What should I do now? Then she glances at him, smiles, and says, all right, I know what to do. She reaches toward him. The next moment, we see that she takes off his shirt and puts it on herself, leaving him naked behind. She winks at him and says, by the way, I only took your shirt. Think of it as a payment. Then she looks at him again with intense eyes and says, I've never seen such a handsome guy in my life. How can someone be this damn seductive? After that, she picks up a pen lying there and says, no, wait. I don't have time right now to admire his body. She continues, no matter what, he helped me and I owe him a favor. Then she starts writing something and says, cold toxin is extremely rare and I am the successor of a magical wizard. I can't just stand here and watch all this happen. One day, sooner or later, I will definitely repair you. Saying that, she leaves from there and bids him farewell. After that, we are shown the Booking Gang with her name written on his face. Then we see her slowly moving forward toward the forest, and it is shown that her condition is not good at all. She thinks to herself, this host's body is extremely weak. It can't even stand properly. Why can't I even stand here? How am I supposed to take revenge for all this? I feel like, if not now, then a little later, I'll die just from dehydration. Saying this, she sits near a tree and says, I think I should have taken that car earlier. He was asleep anyway. I just had to pull him out of the car, throw him on the roadside, and that car would have been mine. That would have been much better. Right now, I'm dying of dehydration in this jungle, where there's no sign of anything for miles. It really would have been better if I had stolen his car. Just then, we are shown that a faint sound comes from nearby, and something like a pendant is revealed. She looks at it and says, huh. Then her eyes fall on it properly, and she says, this is. She picks it up in her hand and says, this is a magical jade. This is the same magical jade I was studying in my previous life. How did this end up here with me? Suddenly, the jade starts glowing, and its light keeps getting brighter. She closes her eyes, and when she opens them again, she is completely shocked. She looks ahead and sees a huge clock, which is very different from a normal clock. We are also shown a world that is completely different from our normal world. She looks at it and says, wow. She becomes very happy. Her eyes start shining, and she says, I think God is being extremely kind to me. I feel like I've received my golden finger in this life. She looks ahead and says, I'm inside a realm. This device is amazing. I think this is an IMV type device. Then she looks ahead again and says, something is glowing over there. Saying that, she picks up a stone from the ground and throws it forward. After that, we are shown what she hits. It turns out to be a beauty fruit. Its quality is explained, and what it does is revealed. Its effect is cosmetic care. It makes your skin smooth and flawless, improves body shape, makes your body slightly kavya, slightly rebuilds it, and fixes many things. Basically, it's like you're doing makeup on yourself. She holds the fruit in her hand, looks at it, smiles, and says, this is. She looks at it as it continues glowing and thinks to herself, this is a magical fruit that has absorbed a lot of the essence of this place. I think this will greatly improve my health. Saying that, she starts eating it. As soon as she eats it, something immediately starts happening inside her body. She feels power slowly spreading throughout her entire body. After that, she starts letting out cries and sounds and becomes extremely happy because of it, just like how happy someone feels when eating something really delicious. Looking at her hands, she says, it completely. She continues looking at her hands and says, it completely healed my body. I'm even more beautiful than before. My hands look much better than they used to. Then we are told that a deep voice suddenly comes from the background, and it says, yes, very good. Just one bite can make your life much better. It can make you healthy and strong, and make your skin glow like that of a goddess. After that, we are shown Lin Shi, who looks very happy and says, I don't need glasses anymore. Now I can see things clearly even from a distance. The narrator speaks in a deep background voice and says, enjoy this world, conquer conquer the heart of every rich man and become the queen of this world. But then Lynch punches toward the voice and says, "Who are you, trying to steal my scenes?" The background narrator speaks again in a deep voice and says, "I am the official background narrator of this place." After that, we are shown her exiting that realm. She looks ahead and says, "I stayed inside that realm for almost 3 to 4 hours. But when I came out, I realized that only a short amount of time has passed here. I think time flows completely differently in those two places." She looks at the jade and says, "I think I can regenerate my powers very quickly with the help of this realm." Saying that, we are shown the jade pendant in her hand. She smiles and says, "Now." She keeps smiling and says, "Now the time has come to take revenge." After that, we are shown an entirely new location, a penthouse. There, we see our Melot gang sitting peacefully. Suddenly, someone opens the door and says, "Boss." As he comes closer, he says, "Boss, how are you feeling? Are you in any pain?" The boss pushes him away and says, "Stay away from me." But that man keeps trying to come closer like a loyal dog. He starts crying and says, "This cold toxin attacks you almost every month." But this time, things were different. It came twice within 1 month. Not even half a month had passed, and it struck again. He continues crying and says, "You had a panic attack this time. There wasn't even any warning signal." Then, in a trembling voice, he says, "Dr. Yang, please come here and check on the boss." After that, we are shown the doctor, who slowly walks forward and says, "There's nothing serious." He continues, "What he's suffering from is something like slowly begging for death, like saying, 'Just kill me.'" But don't you think the cold vibes around the boss don't match his condition at this moment, especially when he's sick? But the boss doesn't respond to any of his words, which makes the doctor extremely angry. And that's where the episode ends. If you liked this series, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And for the next episode, comment part 2. I'll bring it right away. Until then, watch my latest video, you would love that.